Welcome to Business Review, a daily program that delves into the latest and most significant economic stories. From stock markets to currency news, Business Review covers the most up-to-date developments in the global finance.
The government of Shenzhen, China's first special economic zone or SEZ, has beefed up efforts to build the city. Thanks to more streamlined measures, it now only takes an enterprise half a day to get approval after applying online in the city's district, allowing it to go into operation the same day. Wang Maolin, a partner of mobile robotic Tech company, said the government has impressed him with its efficiency. Deputy Director of Shenzhen Municipal Human Resources and Social Security Bureau said the bureau now handles 49 talent-related businesses, all of which can be handled online. Since 2018, the procedures for permanent residency registration for graduates, on-the-job talents, postdoctoral researchers and overseas students who are entitled to enjoy the municipal government's preferential policy for introduced talents can be completed within seconds. In addition, the city has improved the efficiency in maritime search and rescue. Shenzhen also rolled out a series of tech-driven reform measures with the help of facial recognition and online approval. Su Huaming, Deputy Director of the Municipal Reform Office, said the city has been constantly innovating to transform and streamline its government functions.
Thousands of Thai protesters demonstrated in Bangkok, defying a ban imposed to end 3 months of anti-government action that has targeted King Maha Vajiralongkorn, as well as Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha, a former junta leader. Despite police appeals over a loudspeaker to disperse, the groups spilled across the Ratchaparasong intersection in one of Bangkok's busiest commercial districts. It was the scene of the bloodshed in 2010, with violence between supporters and opponents of the Thai establishment. Protesters also filled the walkways of the nearby shopping complex, holding up the three-finger salute adopted as a symbol of opposition after Prayut's 2014 coup. 3 months of protests in the country of 70 million have been largely peaceful, but in one incident, police pushed jeering protesters away from a motorcade carrying Queen Suthida. Overnight, the government banned political gatherings of 5 or more people and the publication of news and online information that could threaten national security. The protest movement aims to remove the Prime Minister, saying he manipulated an election last year to keep hold of power, which he says the election was fair. Those marching on the streets also want a new constitution and have called for a reduction in the powers of the king. They want his role to be clearly subject to the constitution and seek the reversal of orders that gave him control of the palace, fortune, and some army units.
The decision by French authorities to impose a curfew in Paris and other big cities came as another blow for restaurant owners and young people. President Emmanuel Macron ordered the nightly curfews in Paris and its environs, as well as 8 other big cities, from Saturday, October the 17th, to tackle the surging rate of infections in hotspots. The curfew will run from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. Restaurant manager Laurent Gespas said tough year just got tougher. Already, turnover at his Parisian pizza joint had been hammered by a 3-month lockdown in the spring, then came early closing, and now a nightly curfew. The president said with more than 20,000 new infections daily and hospitals once again creaking under pressure, now was not the time for conviviality. The curfews are expected to be in place until December the 1st. Gespas said the dinner service represented nearly 2/3 of his daily revenues and that on a typical evening his restaurant only starts filling up around 8 p.m. Macron said the curfews would mean no meals in restaurants, no parties, no cinema trips after 9 p.m. Private gatherings should be limited to 6 people. Paris's Mayor Anne Hidalgo said she would help in implementing the curfew, but said this new restriction was extremely harsh for the capital. The head of the Paris Regional Health Authority, Aurélien Rousseau, said that the infection curve had gone vertical and that intensive care units would in the next 10 days come under stress. He added that there had been an increase in emergency room visits and COVID hotline calls in the Paris region.
The coronavirus pandemic has turned one Japanese theme park into a new workplace for teleworkers. Yumirio Land, an amusement park in Tokyo, launched an amusement workstation package to include a business working area next to its pool and a ride on its observation Ferris wheel with a portable Wi-Fi router. Tatatsuki Yamamoto, a 47-year-old president of an IT solutions firm, FLEQ, took the Ferris wheel ride and dialed into an online business conference call. During the ride, he showed off the heightened view to his co-workers through the camera on his laptop. Several tourist attractions in Japan have been hit by the pandemic, and some amusement parks have explored other ways to entice visitors. The Yumiro Land theme park sells day passes for $18.05 per person on weekdays and $19 for weekends and holidays, including a rental workspace by the poolside, a ride on the Ferris wheel, as well as free golf balls at a driving range inside the park.
China said the United States was abusing the concept of national security to oppress foreign companies. The U.S. State Department has submitted a proposal for the Trump administration to add China's Ant Group to trade blacklist, according to two people familiar with the matter, before the financial technology firm is slated to go public. It was not immediately clear when the U.S. government agencies decided to add the Ant Group to the so-called entity list. The entity list, which makes it more difficult for U.S. firms to sell high-tech items to blacklisted companies, has become the tool of choice for the Trump administration to punish Chinese companies, though its real-world impact is sometimes unquestionable.
Hong Kong and Singapore will set up a travel bubble, the two cities announced, as they move to re-establish overseas travel links and lift the hurdle of quarantine for visiting foreigners. Hong Kong's Commerce Secretary Edward Yao said in a news conference that travellers under the scheme would need to get negative COVID-19 test results and travel on dedicated flights. Further details, including the launch date, will be fleshed out in coming weeks. For Hong Kong, which has banned non-residents since March, the deal with Singapore is its first resumption of travel ties with another city. Travellers from mainland China and neighbouring Macau still face 14 days in quarantine. Singapore has already announced a pact on essential business and official travel from China, Indonesia, Japan, Malaysia, South Korea, and opened unilaterally to general visitors from Brunei, New Zealand, Vietnam, and most of Australia. This week, Singapore eased quarantine to just 7 days for travellers from Hong Kong, from 14 earlier. It has put the city on its list of low-risk places. Hong Kong's daily coronavirus infections have dropped mostly into single digits since August, and it has eased some social distancing curves. Singapore has similarly seen its daily cases fall below 10.
This has been Business Review, your daily source for the most critical financial stories. Tune in next time for the latest financial news impacting the world economy.